Hi, Mohan.
Yeah, tell me.
Mohan, one quick question. So we were talking about what we would be seeing in the Python, right?
Mm.
Like in the advanced Python. So will we be also learning about streaming, like streaming, or I would say parallel threading? Will we
Multi-threading we
be
will discuss. Multi-threading.
multi-threading?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There is a topic that is big topic in Python Advanced. So
Okay.
how to prepare threads and thread synchronization and all those things. Multiple tasks we can do, process-based and thread-based. All these things are there.
Okay. We have it in our syllabus, right?
Sure.
Okay. 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 Excellent. Thank you.
So let's begin today's session. And before I start today's session, so let me explain. In the last two sessions, I just conducted basic sessions like introduction to Python full stack development and each and every subject in detail and what is the purpose of that subject. And also we discussed application area of Python and features of Python. Now it's time to make setup of Python step by step. We'll discuss in detail today. Today complete lecture is how to do setup of Python, to write the code and to build the application. So what software tools are required, how to proceed, we'll discuss now. So installation steps I'm showing, but before that installation step, so you just check in your computer whether Python software is already installed or not. Even if it is installed already, then which version of Python is there? If you want to check, then you can go through simply one simple command prompt. You can go to command prompt. There you just type a simple command called Python space hyphen version. So this command will bring clearly that which version is available if you have a Python software in your computer. If you don't have, simply it can say Python was not recognized. That indicates that you don't have any Python software. You need to install it. But in my mission, so already I have installed Python software. So that's what we are getting, the version Python 3.11.0. It's a current stable and latest version. But I want to uninstall this one because of I need to show you clearly step by step how to install this software. To do this, just go to control panel. So let's go to uninstall this program. Yes, uninstallation is progress now. So and making setup of Python is very simple. It won't take much more time. So hardly total software setup will be in 2 to 3 minutes only. So let it be uninstall it. After that, we will show you how to download and install Python software. And one more important thing I want to tell you, whatever the editor you are going to prefer to use, no matter you can use it. But before that, I strongly recommend to uh, install this Python software. So without Python software installation, so don't go with any editor tool like Edit Place, even Notepad, Jupyter, Spider, Atom, and PyCharm, okay, Visual Studio Code like this. These are the editors and many more editors are there. But I can strongly recommend to use a proper editor that is called PyCharm, or else if you ask me to second option of apart from PyCharm means I can say VS Code, that is Visual Studio Code, you can also do it. So that's also good editor for Python beginners. So it will be easy to handle it. As I said that NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib already I said in the last session. I'll cover clearly that. Okay, yeah. So now ready to uninstall it is. So there is no Python software in this computer right now. Even you can go and check out in command prompt also. So there you don't find any Python software version. So it's doing some uninstallation process. So because I need to show you clearly step by step how to do installation again. Yes, so completely uninstallation is over. Even just for confirmation, you can go to command prompt back and simply type Python space hyphen version. So you see now, previously it was Python 3.11.0. Now this time it is what actually, uh, there is no Python software. Python was not found. You can also use Anaconda distribution. Whenever we install Anaconda distribution, there was a lot of editors tools will come like Jupyter, Spider, VS Code also integrated with Anaconda distribution. No problem, that will also work fine. But most of the data analysis and data science programmers will use Jupyter and Spider editors for writing Python script while doing their data analysis concept only. But for pure Python developers, will prefer to use VS Code or else PyCharm editor because a lot of frameworks also built in integrated in that, so they can easily work with that. Right now in my computer, there is no Python software. So let's try to download and install. To download and install Python software, simply you can go to Google and download Python. You'll be able to navigate to python.org. So this is the latest version which I'm using. Download Python 3.11. Now you can see here, downloaded successfully done. Once downloaded completely, so you can go to download folder in your computer. So just this is the .exe file, Python 3.11.0. Just double click on it. So now here we can just concentrate a bit more. So I strongly recommend to do this install now. But before installation now, so I strongly recommend to add this checkbox, activate this checkbox, add python.exe to path. So if you forgot this, so after writing Python script, so you may not pass the commands to the operating system for executing your Python code. So even if you forgot here in this case, if you didn't activate this python.exe, later also we can do manually, but don't forget to do this. You can activate this checkbox after activation of this checkbox, like add python.exe to path. So click on install now and say yes and wait for few seconds. So your Python software is ready. It's a simple and lightweight software it is. And this is the first step you have to do, no matter what editor you are going to use later. So this is the first step which I recommend to you. So whenever you do this Python installation, you will get complete libraries and supportive files and all the things will come, and then later you can use the editor and we can able to do your coding part clearly. Yeah, you can. I have Windows operating system 11. So even you can also do installation in any operating system clearly. So now you can see setup was successfully done. Let's close this. And now you can also check whether it is available or not. Go to command prompt. And now you can check this version again. Python space hyphen version. So we got this version back. So this is this software, Python software installation. Fine. But after installation, now it's time to discuss about how many possible ways to write Python code and execute. So here I'm trying to say that different ways to write Python code and run. Option number 1, first option, using interactive window or interactive mode. Option number 2, using script mode. Option number 3, using Python IDLE platform, integrated development learning environment. Option number 4, which I'm going to use continuously in my lectures, using PyCharm editor. Yes. So these 4 options I'm going to show you. Finally, I'll fix with this PyCharm editor. So complete in upcoming sessions also, we will use this PyCharm editor for all the frameworks and UI technologies and even databases also. Everything I can write the code in this editor only. So the advantage is there in this PyCharm editor because there is some PyCharm editor is fully equipped with a graphical interface so that it is easy to write the code and manage the code and files and folders also. But apart from this PyCharm editor, you can also use Visual Studio Code, Jupyter, Spider, any Atom, so any other editors also, like even NetBeans, Eclipse, MyEclipse, EditPlus, Notepad++, Sublime Text Editor. Lot of editors are there. You can go through it. But I recommend exclusive editors for Python, that is IDLE or PyCharm. Even VS Code also somewhat better. But what is the problem with writing code in interactive window and script window and also Python IDLE means there is no IntelliSense. And if you don't aware of Python syntax and rules and regulations, so you may trouble first in the initial stage of writing code. So that's what I recommend PyCharm editor to what we can say manage the code easily in the initial stage without getting any confusion, without facing many errors. So first we'll talk about interactive mode. But one more important thing, when we install Python software, by default, you will get one editor tool. That editor tool is called IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment. So this IDLE will be available by default along with Python software once we install. So first we'll try to go with interactive mode. So interactive mode in the sense, so look at this. Once we install successfully Python software, just go to search and type in the search box IDLE software. Like IDLE means Integrated Development Learning Environment. You just click on this. So you'll be able to open one interactive shell window. This window is called interactive window. So you can interact with this window by pausing your Python statements. And as soon as when we enter that, hit the enter button, automatically you will get some output, whatever you mentioned the code above. So just interact with this window by giving your statements, Python statements, and press enter, you will get clearly output clearly immediately. So you need not to write the script from the complete script and save it anywhere. So directly you can just go to interactive window. So there we can type. So what the way you want, you can write the code and press enter automatically. So you will get output clearly, sir. This is one of the interactive window. Let's open interactive window here. Just a moment. Yes. Yes, now you can see this is interactive window. So in this interactive window, some basic commands also there. Do you want to read the copyright information? You can read this copyright information like this. And also you want to read that license information. So you can also read license information like this. So you'll get complete license information. Okay, so this is what actually total information, but this information I don't need. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just I'm going to open again. So now you can see you can write this code here, whatever the way you want. So I would like to say that hello Hyderabad. So this is my statement, but you can see this, I'm not using any print function here to print the statement onto the output screen. Just press enter, you got your output. Or else you can also use print statement, print function. I can say this print hello. So usage print function is optional in this interactive window because whatever you are giving these lines or commands, so by default the statements will be considered as output statements. Suppose a value 10. So this is just a variable declaration. B value 20. One more variable. If you want to add two numbers, it's a simple process. A plus B, you can do it. There is no print and all. And as I said that in my previous lecture, Python is a dynamically typed language. So that's what no need to specify any data type explicitly as from the programmer end. Even if you declare any data type also here for this variable. So it will give syntax error. According to Python syntax, it's wrong, because internally, based on the type of value what you mention here, Python interpreter will decide the data type of this variable A. So only you just focus on value assignment to the variable. And if you want, you can print it forever for your curiosity. If you want to know that which type of data type is assigned for your variable A, then you can mention type of A. Its a type is what? Integer type. Like this, you can write the code by interacting with this window. So this is interactive mode. So do you want to continue this coding style? You can also do it, but sometimes, so very basic inputs and basic code is we can able to manage easily here. But in the advanced Python, we will deal with so many classes and objects, and we need to create the class and implement the constructors and methods, and we need to create object for the class. We need to call that, everything calling process, initialization process, somewhat little bit tricky in this window, interactive window, managing the code. It's possible, but somewhat little bit tricky. You have to take care proper indentation levels. And moreover, while typing the code here in this interactive cell, there is no IntelliSense option is coming. So there is no suggestions. You should take your own risk to write the code, and without doing spelling mistakes or syntactical mistakes. You will not come to know that at the time of writing the code where the errors are there. So after execution only, you will notice the errors clearly. There again, you have to rectify the errors and save the code and run the code. So this is interactive window. Next, coming to this, option number 2 is there. Script mode means you can ready with your script like Python script, Python code, by writing any editor like Notepad or Notepad++, any editor you can use, not a matter, but you should be ready with your script. And after completion of writing your code, you must and should save your script with the .py file extension. .py indicates Python file it is. So this py file, you should ready with py file. Later, you can execute this py file whenever it is required. Let me open a plain Notepad text editor. So in this Notepad, just I'm writing simple code. Okay, I can say this is here, welcome to Durgasoft. Okay, this is my simple script. This is welcome to Durgasoft. So look at this. This is Notepad script, and this is not a Python file right now. So when it will become a Python file, you just click on file menu and save this. And now you can see I'm saving as per my convenience on desktop. So you can choose any location to save this file, but make sure that you must and should give the file name with the .py extension. I'm giving test.py and save it in my desktop. Let's close this, go to desktop location. Now you can see in desktop location, file is available here. Okay, you can see test.py file is available. This file is ready to execute now. Python file it is. So how do we execute this already readily available script file? There are two options again. Either you can go to command prompt for executing that, or else you can use the IDLE software. So integrated development learning environment. First, let me show you how to execute this test.py script file with command prompt. So let's go to command prompt. It's a normal operating system command prompt Windows, which is command prompt. Now, right now, we are in this C: users and computer name. But here my file is present in desktop. So you should move to desktop, cd space desktop, change the directory. Okay. So let me move to desktop. Hey, what's wrong with this?
I'm getting the same error as this.
No. Just a moment. We should not get this one. System cannot be found. Why? Let it be just a moment. Let's pause this. Python space test.py. Oh my God. Just a moment. We have to execute this file. That is Python file. Let me open this. This is unexpected issue from my side because it's a simple thing. We have to move to desktop, obviously. So let's see this whether I saved this Python file extension or not. Let's open again Notepad. And now let's write something. Print hello. And then save with the .py. Sample.py. In desktop. Save it. It's not saved properly, I think so. Yeah. You can see this now. It's available file properly. So let's delete this one. Now sample.py is available right now. So sample.py is okay. Next, we can go to command prompt. So you can move to desktop here. Hey, what's wrong with this?
One doubt, like it should be come out of the, I mean, your Mohan account is there, right? It should come out of that, I think so.
Just a moment. It's there actually. That is by default account. But even we tried many times in my previous lectures. Why not? It has to go to desktop. Okay. So I can see that is by default. It is.
CD dot
Oh,
dot CD space dot dot.
Just a moment. Why it? Because this is the default folder for my side. It is account. So okay, no problem. Again, it is passing wrong statement. It's not moving to the desktop. There is a problem actually. Python space. Your file name is sample.py. No such folder or directory.
you are in the wrong directory, I think. So if you can list the directory, do you see your desktop there, dir?
So now we can see this. This is actually official directory,
Mohan is this.
which
So
I maintain.
go to the desktop folder, like in your computer, go to the desktop in your window for in the
Properties.
no, not here as a folder. Can you navigate there? Go to your there. Go to the click the desktop. Double click the desktop. Now copy that path and CD it.
Path directly desktop only here actually. So let's the moment. Okay. Directly desktop. So this is not an issue because many times I tried, but it was came. Let's go for space desktop. There is no possibility. Okay, no problem. You just leave it to me. This one I'll rectify it to my side. So it's not a big deal. But many times I did. Let's execute this one sample.py through ideally. So, but we can do it command prompt through also easily this file here. Why it is happening? I'm not finding this issue right now. So let's see this. So this script file is available right now. So let's go to Python ideally software. So in this, you can see we need to open the file because already you have a script file. Please mute your audio from your side. Yeah. Now we can see ideally software is open here. So click on file menu and open the file which we have already written and saved in desktop. So this is sample and open the file. Now you can see just a moment. So this is open here clearly. After this, you have to run this file. To run this file, simply go to run and simply run module. So hit this module, hello is coming in the output. That means every Python py file is act as a module. So that's what here there is an option called on the top Python run module only. You can see this run module, or else you can hit F5 key from your keyboard. So run module, we got this output in interactive shell again. This is one possible ways to write code and execute. That is, you should ready with your script and load that script into command prompt, or else you can say ideally. So let's go and check this once again. So let's prepare a notepad file once again. This is this file. Right now I'm preparing. So hello Hyderabad. I'm saving this in a different drive. So let's check with this, even it is moving on that drive or not. Let's test.py. In E drive, I'm placing this code, and let's see this E drive. So in E drive, I placed this test.py. Let's go to command prompt now. So let's try with this, because we're unable to move the desktop location due to some problem. So E drive I'm moving, then we are into E drive now. So our file is also available in E drive. To execute any Python script file, you should pass the Python command, Python space, your file name is test.py. Now we got the output clearly. Okay, same like we have to move to desktop and pass this command, or else simply py space test.py. Now it's okay, working fine. Okay.
So the
Yeah.
Python test.py, Python, is it a file name, this one?
No, it's a command name. File
Okay,
name
it's
is
a command.
file
Test,
name is
okay.
this one, test.py. And or else
Okay.
in a short form, you can try to say the command called py. Py indicates you are executing this Python file. So py space test.py also possible. So we got this output clearly. If you are ready with your script mode, and if you want to execute that into command prompt, this is the procedure, or else you can open or load that file into IDLE software clearly. There also we can able to run it. Now you can see this is using script mode .py extension. We have to save it, or else instead of writing code in interactive window, or else notepad directly. So you can also go to directly IDLE. There only we can create a new Python file and write the code how much you want and save that code and run that code in one platform. So no need to open any notepad and write the code and save it somewhere and go to the location and run that code, not required. Directly you can visit IDLE software, and there only we can able to create a new file. Let's go to IDLE again. So there I can create a new file right now. So this is the IDLE. As soon as when we open IDLE platform, you'll be able to get this Python shell window. But I don't want to write this code in interactive window like shell window. So here I need to create a new file. Go to file menu, simply click on new file. In this new file, it will allow you to write some code. Any type of code you can write it. It's a simple way here. So just I'm trying to write a code for adding two numbers, but notice that there is no IntelliSense, nothing is coming. Everything we need to take carefully here while writing the script. No suggestion, nothing. After that, you must and should save this code, when only it will allow you to run. If you don't save and hit this run, it will ask you to save the source code first. So if you want to save, you can save it. Okay. After okay, you can save this file into anywhere, a desktop or somewhere like that. So let's go to my location E drive. So I'm saving this file again E drive with a name called sample.py. So save it. After saving, it's directly running because I have hit that button, run button already before saving. So directly it is going to be execute that file, and it's bring the output like result is 30 here. So if you want to manage the code through this IDLE directly without writing script in Notepad or without going command prompt and execute, you can also manage the code here only by creating new file and write the code and save it and run it. Everything you can manage the code here only in one platform. But I'll suggest you to go to proper editor. Apart from this, in my lectures, in coming lectures also, I'll not use any interactive shell or Notepad script mode and Python? Ideally, no. I'm going to use always PyCharm editor, or else you can go through your own way where you comfort, like Visual Studio Code, Jupyter, Spider, Atom, and many more tools. But look at this, PyCharm editor is the uh, uh, complete GUI editor, graphical user interface facilities will be there, and easily we can able to edit the code and manage the code in PyCharm editor. But PyCharm editor you need to install explicitly. It will not come by default as soon as when you install Python software. But make sure that before installation of PyCharm editor or before configure the PyCharm editor, you should install Python software first. Then later you can go through PyCharm editor. So let's see this how we can go with PyCharm editor. But already in my computer, PyCharm editor also available. So that I can uninstall so that I can show you installation process again. So let's go to uninstall program, and I'll try to uninstall PyCharm community. We have PyCharm professional and PyCharm community also there. I'm not going to do an installation of PyCharm professional because it's having a lot of Django and Flask REST API batches are there in my upcoming sessions. I don't want to disturb them. So this I want to uninstall community edition, because community edition is quite enough to deal with core and advanced Python, and PyCharm professional editor is required but to deal with Django, REST, and Flask UI, all these things. So right now I am uninstalling PyCharm community edition from my computer, so that I will show you installation process step by step clearly how to do it. First, let it be uninstalled. Yes. Meanwhile, let me try this. Why it's not going to be happening? It's wondering.
So do we need to have the community version or the professional version?
Both are there in my computer, because every day I used to handle many batches of Django, REST, and Python also. For Python, generally I use PyCharm community, and Django and REST and Flask purpose I use professional editor. So both are there in my computer.
Okay, so
You can maintain both. Yes. Now, right now, PyCharm editor is not available. So let's see this here. You can go to Google and simply download PyCharm. So PyCharm is completely designed and developed by JetBrains community. So jetbrains.com website you need to open. So download PyCharm. Yes, download PyCharm. Then you can see this. There is an official link is there. First link, jetbrains.com here. So this JetBrains company prepared completely lot of editors, software editors, not only PyCharm, which is related to Python. So other editors also, they're preparing every time. So they are going to offer a lot of proper editors for all the software courses. Now you can see we are looking this PyCharm professional editor, especially to deal with both scientific and web application Python development with HTML, JavaScript, and SQL support. You can download this exe, but it's a free 30-day trial version available. It's not full. After 30 days, you need to purchase, you need to take license from this JetBrains, but don't take any license. It's not required for us. So no problem. How to deal with, I will discuss in later sessions while working with professional in the context of Django, all these things, not required. And now coming to this community for pure Python development, then it's a free built on open source. I recommend to download this one, sir, because for our pure Python core and advanced development purpose, that's enough. And it's downloading now. So once it's download, so I have to install it, this PyCharm community also. So I'll show you quickly that. And in PyCharm editor, you need to create a separate project. So once you create a project, from there onwards, you can able to add many number of files into that project. So daily you can able to work with that project only. For every practice, every example, you need not to create a new project, and one project contains several Python files. Now,
And where we can collect where we can collect the program which we have created it for each project.
Each project. So one project I'm suggesting you one project, and in that project that's already saved in your computer only, no? So it's a right
Yeah.
now I'm installing this PyCharm Community Edition, which will be
Mhm.
available always in your computer device. So the location also it will ask you where you want to save the project and all. So every time you can go to that location, or else directly whenever we open PyCharm editor in your computer on recently what project on which we work, that project will be load automatically. So now coming to this PyCharm editor is ready. So PyCharm editor is ready to install it. So let's go to download folder and look at this PyCharm community, then double click on it simply. So you should say simply next, 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 install it. That's it. No need to do anything. Next, next. So you can activate this checkbox. Do you want any shortcut key on desktop? Or you can update the environment variable path also for the operating system and update context menu options if you want uh, appear on the properly on the edit what we can say on the top of the project folder, then you can use this, and .py extension you can activate this. All activation of this extension, then click on install now. That's it. You just wait a minute. So within 1 minute of time, your PyCharm community editor is ready. There we can able to create your Python files and you can able to work easily in that location. And that advantage of PyCharm editor when compared to all other three options like interactive window, script window, and ideally means there is some intelligence and rules and regulations clearly will be indicate and populate. So while writing the script, so as a programmer, we will notify all the errors clearly with underlined red squigglies. And also this is completely GUI mode, graphical user interface, and any code you can able to write, and framework code and language code and HTML code, everything we can manage in one window, that is one editor. So no need to go somewhere and no need to go somewhere and save with .py and come to the command prompt and execute like this. These are not required. So it will ask you to reboot now, but you can do reboot now later whenever you are doing installation. But I want to do manually reboot later. You just finish it. Now PyCharm editor is ready here. So let's open PyCharm editor, how it look like for the first time when we open PyCharm editor. So here I'm opening PyCharm editor. Look at this community edition only how to open. Let's click on this. And I'm not importing old settings. Look at this. This is the PyCharm community editor for the first time when we open. So you'll be able to see this window. In this window, it will ask you to create a new project, or do you have already existing projects? Then you can open it, or else you have a code from version control system. You can open it from there also. But I'm trying to create a new project at this moment. So click on this new project and just notice this here. It will ask you the location of the project from daily. Once we create a project, from where you want to save your files and folders and all these things, the location is very clearly saying that C drive, users, and Python project like this only. But this is not correct location. I will not recommend to locate the C drive everything, because C drive is reserved for all softwares dealing, and that's what your files and folders, all these things we can strongly recommend to move to other folder. That's better. So I have already so many projects which we handle currently in E drive only. Python related stuff is there in E drive. I'm selecting E drive, so that you can name it your project. So I'm giving Python full stack 7 AM is my project name. From now onwards, this is our project till the last session, Python full stack 7 AM. But look at this, after giving the project, you need not to do anything. So simply you can see in the below, one button is there that is called create button. You can create it and automatically it will create a new environment, that is virtual environment. Using it will create new environment. So what is the virtual environment actually here? The virtual environment is an isolation environment, which is going to create a separate environment for your project. That means later in your project, whatever the libraries you are trying to install or install, that impact will be there on your project only. It won't available that impact on your other projects which is available in your current system. So that's what it's always Python projects will create under the separate environment only, which is isolated from other environment. So after that, you just simply click on create button. So it takes bit time. For the first time, you can see creating virtual environment for your project. Updating interpreter, which is already available. So I'm loading the file, but by default, for the first time when we create Python project, so it's available, but look at this, the look and feel of PyCharm editor is this one, and one file will come by default along with your project. Your project name is left-hand side Python full stack 7am, and that main.py file is available. This main.py file is having right now built-in function. This is the function actually. So if you know that Python function so that you can understand this code is not required to understand at this moment. You can leave it about this code. So this is the function code only. I created already built-in function created. Function is having parameter. So if it is a main method, then PyCharm will be passed as a parameter name. So print hi PyCharm will print here. Do you want to execute this built-in file main.py file? You can also execute it simply go to run menu. So run main is there. Click on it. So you can see output window hi PyCharm is available in the bottom corner. But I don't want to work with this existing file, but I need to create a new file set. But before going to create a new file, I want to do some small settings. So how do we change the background theme of this PyCharm editor? So by default, this is the theme called Darkula. Do you want to change for clear visibility? So you can go to file menu of PyCharm editor on the top, click on settings. And in the left hand side, you can see this, there is the appearance option is there. And also here theme drop down list is there. You can expand the theme drop down list. The theme is by default Darkula, but I'm trying to say IntelliJ, it's completely white background color. So IntelliJ and click on OK. So now we can see look and feel is completely changed. And coming to this, do you want to increase the font size of your coding? So you can also increase the font size of your editor. So how to do that font size changing? Again, file menu of PyCharm editor, click on settings. And the left hand side, you can notice that the editor window is there in the editor window. And in this font is there, you can click on font option and it will ask you to give the size of the font. I'm just making just 20 size or 18 size. I'm taking this is 18. And the font style also you can able to set JetBrains Mono or many font styles are there. You can keep it this one and click on OK. Now font size is increasing clearly. So this is basic file which is available, but I don't want to work with this existing file. So now you can see that. Tell me any question.
Yeah, so I'm stuck with the location. Do we have to put up any specific location?
No
Can I
need.
save under the C drive?
Yeah, if you have only C drive in your computer, no other drives, then go through them.
Okay.
If you have any other drive, you can right hand sides. You will get that one folder icon. You can click on that folder icon. You will be able to prompt to your computer location where you want to save. You can select that folder.
Okay, so for environment using, I have to select the virtual, right? Virtual environment.
Yeah, by default, it's there. You need not to do any
Okay.
changes. You just try to hit the create button.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you can see here, left hand side Python full stack 7am is there. In this, I don't have any files apart from main.py. So if you want to create a new Python file to write the code, and simply right click on the project folder and go to new. And there are two options are there. One is file and more is Python file. What's the difference between these two? Look at this. This is a text file. You can also select this text file, but the matter is while giving the name of the file, you should provide the extension called .py. And if I select this Python file, so you are selecting already Python file, no need to give any extension that is .py. So simply select this Python file and give the name is test or any name. No need to give any Python.py file. So hit the enter button. Automatically test file is created for you. From here onwards, you can write the code. But notice that as soon as whenever I'm typing some print option, so you will notice some IntelliSense is coming. So you need not to type continuously print function, just hit the enter button. Automatically you can capture from IntelliSense, say hello something. So
So
if you
is
want,
this in
yeah,
sorry, Mohan. Is this in a virtual environment running currently?
obviously he can see this virtual environment here.
Oh, VNV. Okay, okay, okay. So if we want to run multiple virtual environment, how we can do it?
You can create separate virtual environment by using
Hmm.
command prompt. So first we have to install in your computer virtual environment, pip space install space virtual env. After that,
Okay.
you can create your own virtual environment. Command is virtual env space your environment name. After that, you can activate the virtual environment. So your environment name slash script slash activate, automatically it will activate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
So
suggest you.
if
Tell
we
me.
activate two environments, we can parallelly in the same UI, we can have two different projects running parallelly.
No, actually, we can't work with same window two virtual environments.
Okay, okay.
You can open into different windows. That will be possible.
In
Which
this.
environment you want to activate, you can activate it, and we can work on it.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Sir, how did you change the background of the PyCharm? Yeah.
I said no. You can go to File menu and click on Settings. And in the left-hand side, you can see this. There is appearance and behavior is there.
Mhm.
And click on appearance. And then background is IntelliJ light I'm setting, and dark light is there, high contrast is there. Anyone you can choose as your wish. And say OK.
Okay.
So this is print hello. If you want to run this test.py, you can see this. I'm just going to run menu. But look at this. When I go to run menu, automatically it shows run main only, but run test is not there. Do you want to run test? So you can go to this. One more option is there, run. And after that, you can see main is there, test is there, multiple files are present in your project. So you can click on test. So test file is running. This here in the window, terminal window, here output window is available, test file is there. But look at this one more file I'm trying to add here. So right click on Python full stack 7 AM, go to Python file, and let's say the test one. And test one, I'm writing just again print. Welcome to Durgasoft. Just a normal script I'm writing. Yes. So this is, do you want to run this test1.py? So again, no need to go to run and no need to go to run menu here. And every time you can need not to select any file. Simple like that. So which file do you want to run? On the tab, you can right click on it and simply run test1. And already you have executed test1.py once. You are seeing the output here in this, but you are doing some modification onto this file. Simply you can see, I can say again something like this. After changes modification, do you want to run same file? Again, no need to go to here test1.py, right click, because already you have executed recently test1 only. You can hit this simple console button, run button, automatically it is updation is effect here in this output window. But notice that if you do any mistake as a programmer, okay, spelling mistake or syntax mistake, but the IntelliSense is showing like this clearly underlined red squiggly is all project, test1, and here also. When we place mouse pointer over there, clearly will indicate that error, what error here. So expected symbol is there. Even if you run forcefully this file, so you'll be able to get the error like the syntax error was never closed, bracket was never closed, so that it will be clear. So while writing the Python code only in this PyCharm editor, you will come to know that clearly the errors, what mistakes you are doing like this. But these notifications may not possible to do with ideally or notepad writing on shell script, shell window like that only. So this is more convenient channel to write a Python script with properly without facing any issues. I'm suggesting you as a beginner level, if you are beginner level, so better to go for this PyCharm editor or VS Code editor. So this is best practice, at least for a few days. So once you know how to manage the code, and syntax rules and regulations, then you can go through any editor because you can handle the code or syntax rules easily, no problem at all. But in the initial stage, I recommend this editor. It's a good for practice clearly. So this is about installation process and making setup and editor setup. From now onwards, then I'm going to use every day this project only. Every day I'm going to discuss a lot of topics. No, each and every topics I need to create separate files and write the code and execute, and every time we can manage the code here, everything in this PyCharm only. Not only this Python files, you can create all HTML files, all files also you can create. For example, you can see file menu. So I'm creating file menu. Right click on this project, new. You can see Python file, HTML file we can create. But this is PyCharm Community Edition, so few options are available here. If it is a professional editor, PyCharm editor, there are a lot of options will show that. So you can use any frameworks code, Django, Flask, React.js, and everything it will show you in PyCharm Professional Editor. That is the difference between PyCharm Professional Editor as well as Community Editor, sir. But right now, core and advanced Python, those who are focusing only Python, that's PyCharm Community is enough. So it's not required PyCharm Professional. Anyway, in our upcoming sessions, once I complete Python course in 45 days to 50 days, so after that we start with Django, REST API, Flask, and so on. So that purpose, I need to use PyCharm Professional only, sir. So that's all from my side today. This is installation process. You just try to make the setup same like this so that it will be clear for tomorrow's session. So tomorrow I'm going to write the conceptual coding, like fundamental concepts, and all the concepts I'll explain, and I'll write the code in this PyCharm editor only. But just give a try one time. So how to write code in interactive window and script window and run this file into command prompt, and ideally, so it will be good. And finally, you can go with proper editor like PyCharm editor only. So that's all from my side today. So if you have any question, you can feel free to ask me now.
Can you please show us how to change the font size?
Again, you can go to file menu and settings. In the left hand side, you can notice this editor window, editor. And
Okay.
their font option is there, font.
Okay.
There you can change the size and save this.
Yeah.
What number did you put your size? The font
8,
size?
8, 18, 18. Whatever you want,
18?
you can do it as per your convenient.
Yeah, okay. So yours is, I think, looking good. So I want to keep that same.
Yeah. So, sir, once already classes are over, class is over, are you going to share the recording video?
Yeah, for sure. Because still we have conducted only 2 sessions. I completed last 2 sessions, and this is the 3rd session. And this Zoom meeting link will work only for 5 sessions. First 5 sessions you can consider as a demo session. Once the 5 sessions are completed, so we will maintain your mails from Durgasoft. So I'll collect that all mails, those who are already enrolled for my course, I'll collect the mails from them. Then I can start sharing my PDF and video lectures in daily basis. These videos, lectures, also 5 videos, whatever we complete the demos, that also I'll hand over it to you in Google Drive. You can able to download it.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. When will you start the regular classes, sir?
When?
When will you start the regular classes?
See, you can consider, according to me, these are regular classes, but according to you, these are demos only, first 5 days. And that first 5 days will not repeat again. It's a continuation process. These are the important classes. It's a regular classes for you only. Only you have to consider first 3 or 4 days demo. So how I am teaching, you can judge like that. You can, whether you are interested, you can join it like that. For you, demo it is, but for me, it's not demos. Like directly, the regular sessions only happen. Again, it will not repeat this.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say that course will be started. When will we start the main course?
That's what, man. I'm saying that main course and already started. It will be continued for 4.5 months, right? Yeah. So these lectures, whatever I'm conducting now, it won't repeat again because it's a continued process. Only first 5 days, they'll give chance to listen my lectures. If you feel comfort, then they'll allow you to join like that only. And
Okay,
that's what this Zoom meeting link will work only first 5 days. After 5 days, obviously the link will come from my side personally. That will hand over. That session can be completely in my hand from after 5 days. Now this is monitoring and session is going to be conducting by Durga Saft only first 5 days.
okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Sir, how much is
Even
the fees, sir? I did not see anywhere in the website, that's why I'm asking.
so I can't disclose the fee. It's
Oh,
not
is it?
right platform to discuss because this will be go to directly YouTube channel, upload, they'll upload the videos so that
Okay.
our team will contact you because anyway you have registered with your mail, no? So today you will
Yes.
get clear mail and fee
Okay.
structure and everything, how to do this, all this thing, they will let you know that.
Right, sir. And total duration is 45 days, no?
45 days to 50 days for only core and advanced Python. And actually, this is full stack Python development. If you are looking Python, obviously 45 days to 50 days. And full stack, it take 4.5 months minimum.
Full stack.
Means
Okay.
Django, REST API, Flask, UI, and MySQL, all this will come under full stack development.
Okay, right, sir. Because no, in the course website, I saw, I think only core and advanced
Yeah.
information is there.
Generally, even whenever we announce the full stack development for every faculty, then two slots, two schedules will give. First, somebody wants to do only core and advanced. So for them, separate batch, first 45, 50 days. And later that is extension, full stack. Those who are interested to join for full stack, they'll enroll for them also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
May I know what will be teach in MySQL in future?
MySQL basics, which is relevant to Django handling process, that all basics we will discuss in MySQL. But don't expect complete MySQL database. Again, it will take 2-3 months. But that will not teach you because the reason is we are handling with web application development with Django. So database minimum knowledge is required. That's what we are going to cover, basics of MySQL. And even that MySQL, even though if I covered basics, we will not use MySQL stuff in our Django because Django is completely ORM tool based. So we can create Python files and Python class through we can generate database tables and all. ORM tool integrated already.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Tell me.
can you show the drive location, sir, where we'll get the all videos from your backend team? Once again.
Tell me.
Can you show the drive location, sir?
Drive location means which drive location? Video drive.
Google Drive. Yes, sir, Google Drive. They said after enrollment, they will share some videos to us.
See, that's what we will collect the mails, your mails, then directly the videos will come to your mail into your Google Drive. Directly you can access it and download it.
Okay, so far I didn't get any videos from them.
That's what, man, I'm saying. You don't get any videos. No one will get videos up now after 2 days. No, this Zoom link, whenever it will finish for after 5 days only, then we will check with the backend team how many students enrolled and all mail IDs by default. I'll collect them. I'll collect from them. I can maintain your data from my side. I can share daily basis video.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the procedure.
I have a
thank-
question about creating the files under the Python. You just right click on the main, or how do you create the file under the Python? Yeah.
Right click on the project and go to new and Python file
Okay.
and give the name and enter or enter
Okay.
button. Yeah.
So if we enter, if we select the file, so right now we have already opened Python, right? So if we select the file, what will happen? This one, yeah.
Nothing will happen. You can give the file name and extension with .py.
Okay.
And if you select Python file, no need to give that extension .py.
Oh,
Because
okay. Okay. Understood. Okay. Thank you.
so that's all. And for those who are newly attending my session today, you can, I strongly recommend to watch my 2 lectures or videos in YouTube channel, Durgasoft YouTube channel. Anyway, our team will send that YouTube link also for demo purpose. You can do it. Okay. So WhatsApp group, that's not possible because according to our institute policy, no faculty should maintain their personal WhatsApp group. So that I don't recommend. So you can feel free to interact with me at any time, so that anyway daily basis material and video will come from my personal mail. So you can interact with through mail only.
Through mail? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, we'll talk about this, what we can say, interaction and all these things whenever I'm going to, what we can say, conduct the sessions from my hand side. So that will be good. So we'll discuss that later. So that's all
Okay,
for
sir.
now, and see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you all.